Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's a little, I don't know what it is, little. I am a little bit off today. How's that? More than usual, even. Um, Today is day 29, and I um, struggled with this one, to be honest. First of all, I saw the title of fractions and fullness. So fractions takes me in a mathematical direction. That is not a direction that I happily go because I always put myself on guard thinking I'm not going to know this. And I actually know a lot more than I think I do. Isn't that the truth? Don't we all? But then the first sentence talked about multiplication and mathematical operation. And so I was still even backing up. And so I almost was in a frozen state to read the whole thing because I'm thinking, how is this going to apply mathematical? There's all this pressure on me. I have to come up with an answer. And when I'm left to my own devices, such as if someone asks someone else a mathematical question, I can give the answer. But if you ask me a mathematical question, I either have to get out my fingers or I just back up and recoil and say, I don't know. I don't know anything about math. And it's not true. I do know things about math. And so there's a wall there. Just most, I don't usually tell my story on a devotional morning, but I will tell this very short part. I missed a lot of school when I was in elementary school, and I never learned my multiplications. I missed a lot of things, and it wasn't because of illness. It was, as an adult, I can say it was just irresponsibility on my parents' part until I got to the age that I could take care of myself and get myself up and get out the door at the right time. I missed a lot of school. And so I missed things, and I would go 2, 3 days and then I would show up, and then I would go a day or two and then I would show up. And so I missed big chunks and I missed big things. And I've been able to catch up in most areas and diligent persistence. And I have caught up in math, other than I don't know my multiplication tables. Certainly not my sixes or my eights or my nines. I know the rest of them pretty much. So, and I know if you know 3 times 9, why do I not know 9 times 3? There's just something in my mind. So you can see, let alone getting into fractions. I mean, I know a half and I know a quarter, I know 3/4, but get in the sixteenths and all that stuff, especially on a ruler. I could never figure that out. So anyway, that's why I was frozen. I want to encourage you, just because you have an area or areas of your life in which you're struggling or you've struggled because of something in your past, don't give up on life. Either do the education to get yourself up, or, and what's interesting is I worked for many years as a bookkeeper, and I always thought I would have enjoyed being an accountant. And you're like, yeah, but you don't know math. But you know, what are the things I always said about being a bookkeeper and being an accountant at the time? You used to have a adding machine tape to check your work. So I always felt confident that it was doing the work and I was just putting in the numbers. And so interesting. So put that aside. I just want to encourage you, though, that if you come along and you get a devotional and you're doing it along in the title or the first few words of the devotional put you off, push in, because there's something there for you. And so that's what I did. It actually took me most of the day, just most of the day. I read it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice. How does this relate to me? And it took me most of the day. So this is being posted actually 2 days later, because I've been thinking about it for 2 days. And so I'm going to put it in order, but just so you know, it was recorded 2 days late. And this is the reason why. And all those, not all day for 2 days, but throughout those 2 days, I've been thinking about this. How does this apply to me? You know what? If any devotional author would think that a person would take 2 days to digest one of their daily devotions, I would think they would be very pleased. And not because it's hard. It's not hard in the content, but it's hard for me to apply to my life. And I want to apply the information in this devotional. So just so you know, I've been a minister for over 20 years. I have a degree in pastoral ministry. My study was pastoral studies. I've taken theology courses. I love the study and exegesis, and I really dig into the word. So it's not that I don't know material. Sometimes that hurts me in the aspect that I do know material. And so today, the scripture for today was actually, we cared so much for you that we are pleased to share with you not only the gospel, but also our own lives. 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 8. And in this story, in this devotional, she talks about how Paul being in Thessalonica, I guess I can't even say that today. But anyway, when he was there, and he wasn't there very long, he gave his whole life to them. And it even hints that he worked, Paul was a tent maker. And so he worked so that he wasn't pulling on their resources during the time he was there. The scripture says that he gave himself fully to the gospel and to them, and that he shared his life completely with them. And so her devotional is talking about only, when we only give a portion of ourselves, we only give a portion ourselves to our don't like the word church, our ecclesia, our gathering, our assembly. We only give a portion of ourselves to our family. We only give a portion of ourselves to our work. We only give a portion of ourselves. And we think, oh, I'm so, like a deck of cards, I'm so spread out that there's nothing left to me. And in this application today, she's imploring us to give everything that we are in what we're in, and then everything that we are in what we're in, and then everything that we are in what we are in. And that's what I got out of it, is I started thinking about it that way. How much of myself do I give a portion because I want to save a part of myself and my resources and my thoughts and what I'm doing to the next thing? Sometimes I live in the next thing more than I live in the today. And so I was challenged by this today. And then her question was, what are the relationships and endeavors that the Lord is asking you to be fully invested in? I think that's a good question. Of course, our families. And sometimes we don't even give our families because we feel like work has taken so much that we don't have enough to give them. So yeah, I was challenged by this today, and I hope you were too. God bless you.